That was a lot of words. Well, welcome back to Inazuma 11. I'm Heroic Cream Puff.
This is Momo Mimi. And Nut Fabulous.
And the regional qualifiers for the Football Frontier are finally starting. So we're going to stop fighting random friendly matches against teams that mean us serious bodily harm and go fight official matches against teams that mean us serious bodily harm. Wait!
Yeah, I think it's just the same thing, and just the word official is in front of it now.
Well, except that part where it wasn't official. We'll get to that. And apparently some hot guy from America is wandering around asking where the soccer club is. And because this is in British Japan, we don't know what he's talking about. Oh, and that's the little connection map doohickey.
It updates.
I like how whenever it allows you to go back to walking around, wherever your guys were standing off screen, they just kind of zip over back to behind you. It's like, return to me! And they just like run over. Apparently Endo has some kind of gravitational force that only works on other soccer members.
He is the destroyer of worlds, after all.
Oh god, the destroyer of worlds. When he's not playing soccer.
No, because of playing soccer.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was world peace because he was playing soccer.
Oh, the horror.
The OVA movie is really weird, guys.
So weird.
And here's Domon, who's a pretty cool guy.
And hitting on Natsumi.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's middle school.
Yeah.
Rabbit hutch! I don't know, that's being a bit polite for a rabbit hutch. Looks more like a large chicken coop to me. Except they have a giant chicken coop at the back of this school.
Yes,
it's
actually.
It's like the length of the soccer field. I was like, why is this so huge?
And what do they use those chickens for?
Do you really want to know what this school does outside of the screen?
Suddenly, not so very much.
Because as far as we can tell, the soccer club is the most upstanding club we've got here, and before now, they just didn't do anything. I mean, we already know some of the other clubs are harboring arsonists. Well, we're gonna be finding that out, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she's uptight. I think Domon's supposed to be one of the taller folks, too, and Endo's like, hey, new player, cool! Get in line. And Domon isn't actually joking when he says he's a great defender. I think he has the highest natural stats of any defender you recruit.
That he does.
Through the plot. I'm sure there's probably some late connection map person who's a little bit better or something, but his are pretty high. And Natsumi is the first person to notice that something's wrong here, because she's like, wait, how did he even know my first name? He just got here. And here's the vice principal or whatever, and he's the guy who lets you decide which members you want to bring into matches. You have two different teams. One is your plot story team, and the other one is the connection online team, which would be Team Bullocks in my case, because I couldn't have my dream team of wankers. So sad.
I still think that's the funniest thing.
Would have been the best team, man! Would have been the best team! And something's up with Aki here, but we're not going to find out what that is for a while, because she's just doing the generic ... exclamation point question mark thing.
Then there's that man.
Oh, yep, our supposed coach, who's now freaking out because it's like, oh shit, the principal's daughter is actually showing up. This could ruin my career! Apparently. But yeah, we're fighting Wild Junior High, who only Goenji has actively seen play before. And apparently, they're really good jumpers.
Quite excellent, in fact.
Quite excellent. They've got a kid whose name is actually like Monkey or something, right?
Yeah, each of their, the players are nicknamed after various animals, like snake, chameleon...
Yeah, there's a fish.
Monkey, there's a fish.
There's a fish. And it was so sad because I'm playing the game without the patch, so the guy whose name was Fish, in the British version they called him Fishman. So I started singing, it's starting to look a lot like Fishman, and I couldn't do that when I was editing because I just didn't feel it. And I was like, man, that is so sad.
The feels weren't there.
Nope. No feels. Not enough feels for Lovecraftian abominations in a magical soccer game. You know, that would almost make sense in this universe.
It really would, and besides, you're doing that thing again, guys, where you're doing the rocking back and forth.
We're synchronizing.
Shush!
We're getting our thought waves into the same occupational space.
And you wonder why you guys sound the same sometimes.
No, that's just the microphone. And now we're going to go find Haruna, who's apparently been researching in the library of all places for some reason to see if we can figure out a way to beat Team Wild. And Aki's doing the ellipses plus exclamation point thing again. And Kazuma was like, oh right, Aki used to live in America too. Gee, I bet that's completely unconnected. Like I said, this game isn't the most subtle. And that was actually supposed to be Kabuyama's stomach rumbling. It doesn't really sound like that.
No, not at all! Fart!
Dude, come on. Keep it on the level.
That's what it sounded
You're
like.
cursing, and she says the word fart, and you tell her to keep it on the level.
Well, see, there's the difference between the maturities of the swearing and
Momo?
the commenting. Yeah, Momo. And Kazumaro was like, gee, Kabuyama's kind of useless. Why don't we just replace him with that American kid? I like Kazumaro. He's like, you know what, let's just do something efficiently for once.
But here's Aki is introducing another method you can actually use to train.
Right, this is the useful thing that Aki does. She lets you refight official teams that you fought before in friendly matches. You can only refight teams that actually have a school. Like, you can't refight the small children.
Aw, but I want to beat up more small children.
I know, the game doesn't let you do it again.
Well, you can re-challenge the small children, but you actually have to go down to the riverside and talk to them.
That requires effort.
And things.
And like walking and shit. I don't want to do that.
Because it's like totally real life walking and everything.
Yep. It really tires you out. So we're gonna go practice, but first off, we have to go find Haruna, find out why she thinks the library is going to solve our problems.
I don't know, because it has books.
Because it has books.
And knowledge
is power. Oh god, this kid. God, this fucking kid. This is Kabuyama's little brother, Saku Kabuyama. I can't even remember what Kabuyama's first name is, but it starts with an H. I remember that much.
I don't know, but his brother looks like a Kappa. I mean, Kappa.
Kappa. No, the actual Kappas are way later in the game.
I know.
Or series, not this game.
Things.
But yeah, his little, I don't know, his little brother kind of reminds me of a monkey wearing a Christmas tree on its head.
Oh, I think he's just one of those conehead people.
I know, but his entire family looks like some kind of shrubbery, more or less.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's just...
Kabuyama Senior is broccoli head, and little brother Saku is celery head or something. I don't know.
It's just some kind of small miniature Christmas tree shrubbery. And apparently, this kid thinks that Kabuyama is like the bee's knees, and I don't know how that kid got that impression, but apparently we're going to try and keep this bad, improper impression going for the sake of Kabuyama's dignity, which we're pretending he has. I don't know, this game is kind of confusing.
He has some, you have to admit, he has some.
No, he doesn't!
He hides in a giant locker that appears out of nowhere because he's afraid of some stupid Nazi entrance.
Actually, he was probably hiding while the entrance was even going on. I didn't even see that. And here's a random encounter that I decided to keep in. I don't remember why. Possibly because something funny happens, or just because... I don't know. Let's watch and find out why I decided to keep this going. Oh, it's because we got to see Kabuyama rough somebody up and take a shot, that's why.
Oh.
See? He's actually pretty good. At times.
No,
maybe.
Chip shots.
Oh, and because it makes Nuts angry. That's the other reason, I guess. And that's another one of the win poses, is just the double fist pump thing.
You won!
You won. You scored 1 goal. You won. The even sillier random encounters, there's like 2 different kind of encounters you can get to. One is score a goal and you start with the ball. The other one is the enemy starts with the ball and you just have to steal it. Like literally as soon as the ball gets out of their possession, you win. I don't know if a fumble counts though, because I've never seen the enemy fumble the ball during those. That would be really funny if they just dropped the ball and it was like, you won!
That's actually a pretty good ball handling exercise for practicing.
Yeah, no, it's good practice, but they're quick and boring as heck to leave in the video, which is why I cut them out, because as soon as she starts putting Goenji in her regular party, all you ever see is fire tornado, fire tornado, fire tornado. It's literally the win button.
Shiny!
Yeah, there's random shinies on the ground. For some reason, paper, like, glows inconsistently in this series.
Oh. Okay, because that's, not cause for concern or anything.
Yeah, no possible radiation issues going on there.
Well, maybe that's why they're magical soccer, because of, radiation issues with the paper.
And that's why everybody in the school can do Hisatsus.
Yes.
It's because they're surrounded by books and paper all the time.
And there's actually a soccer technique called magic.
But it's not called Make Magic, so it's not as awesome as it could be.
But earlier in the tutorial screen we just saw that was explaining how you go to the equip screen, you actually can teach different Hisatsu moves to your players depending on what manuals you have.
Yeah, you find manuals, and then they're actually a consumable item. You use one to teach a technique to a player, but afterwards you lose the paper, because this paper is not only radioactive, but it also has an extraordinary decay rate. And we found 1/2 of a really old piece of radioactive paper that is almost fully decayed, and we can't read the half that we have without the other half.
And so now we must find it.
Yep, we've got a scrap of a manual. We already know the technique is called the Inazuma drop, though, because it was written on the paper. Yep, we just don't know what it is, other than it apparently involves a boing.
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 Yeah, all the terribly handwritten things in this series are...
God, that face.
Yeah, meaning
Here's me
the lack of a face.
Giving some of my players different moves, so... Giving Inoue magic, and
You do a couple of them. Basically, everybody who only had one move, you try and give them a second move. Like, you give him quick draw. Shorin. He's the little kung fu dude. We haven't seen the midget do much yet, but his moves are like kung fu stuff.
yeah, he's very kung fu oriented.
I want to see you use Spiral Shot! When are you gonna do it? Stop using Rolling Kick on everything!
I realized he didn't have a shoot yet, so...
Yeah, he's a striker, but he doesn't have a shoot Hisatsu. Maybe we should do something about that.
Yeah, try to fix that.
Spinning Shot is really funny looking, though.
It is.
It does not match his personality at all, so when I saw you did that, I was like, that's gonna look weird. And somewhere is the comic book club, which I guess is I think they're actually the mangaka club. Like, they're actually drawing comics right now. And apparently they actually get a real club room, and we don't.
I don't know what the hell's up with that.
That tells you something.
Just like, okay, this school holds its comic book club in higher regard than its soccer club.
No, it's comic book drawing club. Higher. Not even the club that just knows things about comics. Because admittedly, it takes a lot of dedication to fully understand all the intricacies of the Marvel and DC universes and their various reboots and alternates. I know some people that actually, like, know what they're talking about, and they're kind of terrifying. I mean, it's interesting to listen to them once in a while, but eventually I just stop understanding it.
Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. That's all the explanation you need for people who actually understand comic book universes.
Yeah, like, they're nice people and all. I mean, I love me some nerds. I think nerds are great people when they're not, other kinds of nerds. But comic book nerds are fine, but I just can't understand them after a certain period of time.
Well, admittedly, okay, but the comic club in this does not get their own. They share it with the chess club, apparently.
The chess club that isn't run by Bill Gates.
No.
It's run by some guy who's, like, the school's sports commentator in the anime.
His name is Leslie?
Leslie. Wow, look at that face. That's a face.
It's
actually,
like a golden retriever.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a dog. And this kid enjoys burning things. I don't know why they let him into the comic drawing club if he's a...
Pyromaniac?
Yeah, a proclaimed pyromaniac. I think his name's also supposed to be a pun, because the he in his name, the H-I, probably is supposed to be fire.
Jesus, he should have been expelled if he was burning library books.
Yeah, they're pretty laid back, apparently, at this school. When it doesn't have to do with soccer.
The incinerator.
And the incinerator's right next to the chicken coop. So if anything ever goes wrong, you know the first building that's going to catch fire. Those poor chickens.
Fried chicken.
I think would be a little overdone, though. Just a feeling.
Yeah,
Cajun
the
style.
chicken coop right there.
Cajun could be good. And see, this is the ginormous chicken coop. Look how huge that fucking thing is. And there's like a chicken in it.
I have to burn them all!
And there's another random cat. I don't think Momo ever shows it off, but you talk to the cats and they actually tell you things.
Yeah, if you talk to any kind of animal, they actually don't.
Nope, there's some dogs that just go wolf. It's the cats that tell you useful information, which I'm like, no wait, that doesn't make any sense. And here's Furukabu, who we're going to be seeing a lot of. I don't know if he's supposed to be a set of, like, triplets or something, or if he just moves really fast, because you see him in other places, too. I like to think of him as that janitor guy from Psychonauts. And where it's like, how do you keep reappearing everywhere?
That game gave me a headache by watching you guys play it.
I know, and that's such a shame, but some games are like that, where they kind of upset certain people's motion sickness. And he's like, oh, whoops, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. Oh well, I'll tell you about it anyways. It's not like I want to hold on to my job or anything. Who are those three random jackasses in the background?
I don't know. I kind of want to find out.
Yeah.
I know, like,
Suddenly I want the story to be about them now.
but they were doing like a ballerina leap in the background, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I'll bet you those were some of the strikers.
But didn't they have 11 people up front?
I don't know.
I think they did. So those are
I didn't
just
bother
like
to count.
those are like three assholes from some other team, and we're like, let's photobomb their picture. And they was like, oh no, they took it with this terrible film over the cover, so everything's just this weird off-gray color, anyways.
Haha.
Oh.
And this guy's like, oh right, the Inazuma drop, that was a thing. And they're like, shit, that was the thing we were trying to get a hold of. Too bad it probably just got burnt among all those library books. And Kabuyama's like, God, this could have taken the effort out of things. Now I'm so, like, dejected.
Well, yeah, he wanted it to be his own special move, because now he's just kind
No, he just wanted to win easily. No sense of sportsmanship going on here. Doodly doodly doo.
And now
What
we
is
must
with that
move on.
cat in the back?
That cat is very focused on staring at you. And here's Domon, who totally wasn't, like, listening to us or anything. Because it's like, wait, how come you know about that? It's like, no reason. And Endo's like, well, it kinda didn't pan out. Let's go practice. And Domon's like, alright, I'm gonna take this opportunity to stalk ONG, because Endo's stopped doing it, so somebody else has gotta.
He's taking on the torch of the stalking.
That brave, brave soul. And here's Momo trying to figure out how to put him in the team. She was trying to swap him into the active team, but doing that would have actually booted out that Ryuno kid permanently, which is why she didn't do that.
Well, no, I don't really use him, so it's okay. It just wouldn't let me.
Well, it wouldn't let you switch him out. It was trying to boot him out permanently, and you didn't want that. There's no real reason to boot out kids permanently unless you've actually hit your max member count, which is somewhere around 80, I think.
I don't remember it being 100.
I don't know. I just know it was somewhere around 80 or above. And here's Kabuyama going, well, maybe it's somewhere in the trash. I'll take one last look. And then... that happens. Middle schoolers!
Yeah, there's really no other explanation for that. Just, oh my god, he even does a little twirl.
Yes, he does.
Forgot
He is
about
that excited about his,
Racing
comic. And the guy who has no background is like, hey, wait, where'd Kabuyama go? And
I sense a void!
what is with that British phrase saying, what is he like? What does that mean? That's a British English slang.
It is,
You're the one who lived in Britain. Tell us what's going on.
I'm trying to remember if I ever heard that phrase.
Oh, look at wow, those trees. Those are some real.
Those are non-existent trees.
Whoever keeps the campus grounds clear is really bad at their job.
Hey, there's a normal tree.
I was gonna say that tree looked pretty normal to me.
Yeah, like I said, it's only the rightmost and topmost areas in the school that have wacky trees. Everywhere else in the game is fine. They're just so weird when you realize you're walking through an area where like half of the trees are missing. And not just half the trees, but half of the trees. If you know what I mean. And here we're going to see one of the special training areas, and here's Furukabu again. So, I think the joke is they're supposed to be triplets, but I'm really not sure anymore.
Yeah, you can't. It's really, that's one of the general mysteries of this series that I haven't figured out, and I'm not entirely sure if I want to figure out.
Oh yeah, it would take a lot of effort, probably.
Just roll with it.
Yeah. So over at the track, we can increase our speed. What does bug collecting do?
It's increasing your kick stats.
No, it doesn't. This is the kick stat.
I could have sworn it was...
You are incorrect.
No, I swear!
Nope, there's only one training point for each stat.
Hmm.
This is the kick stat. The other one is probably... shit. I know where body and control are, and those are in different places. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and it's kick too, but this is very obviously kick. And somehow he made that ball clip through at the very end, because it didn't bounce back off. It just kind of went into the wall, never to be seen again.
More small children. But first, random battle.
Don't you love it when you get into a random encounter just when you're about to talk to somebody? It's like, fuck, now I have to re-heal my TP because I was about to go into a boss battle?
Yeah, essentially.
This kid's pompadour and his face and basically everything about him really makes me want to, like, punch him. Luckily, he's a jackass, so you're supposed to want to punch him.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, he's picking on a bunch of small children, and we already know that that's our job. So
of course, especially Samaoka.
He's totally roughing up on our territory here.
How dare he?
I know, right? If somebody's gonna threaten a small child, it's gonna be us.
Yep.
And we're gonna straighten out anybody else who tries it. And Domon's like, you came from a school, right? Why don't you just, like, use your field? And they're like, we don't wanna.
For some kind of bullshit reason.
Some kind of reason. And if we lose, apparently we have to buy them boots. And even the small child is like, that's really dumb.
Small children are actually very smart.
They are in their own way. Stop waffling. And Endo's like, don't worry, we won't lose to people who disrespect soccer. And it's like, oh god, really?
Yes, really.
Really?
Oh god! There's their teacher.
Yeah, there's the coach.
That's an adult?
Yeah. And a she.
She's just, had a couple too many waffles.
She should wear pink.
But then she'd be
and
like...
be obsessed with cats, and then we could call her Umbridge.
Oh god, yeah.
She looked like a toad.
She's, kind of...
We are going
large.
up against Umbrella High School. Or, not high school. Middle school.
It's more a parasol, really, but, you know, whatever.
I get bad Resident Evil flashbacks.
Ew, zombies.
I don't know why you would. They're nothing like it.
Well, no, but it's just Umbrella.
It's a paper umbrella.
That just makes me think of Rihanna. Ella, A. How many syllables does umbrella have? Not that many.
Oh god, pop music. Oh, you moved Max up. Yeah, he's in the front now.
Hey, it's better to have him up there so we can use him, right?
Right, but normally you like using Mr. No Plot Relevance over there. That was a
horrible pass.
Wow, you passed to the enemy. That was really good.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason I keep trying to use Shadow, because, like I said, he gets moves that you couldn't learn otherwise.
Yeah, but he doesn't have... Wow.
Okay.
Again, that was
Goenji.
Goenji's not doing so hot right now.
That's because you can't use him.
Not at the moment. I get better.
Or that flipping around people thing. Oh god, please tell me you're actually gonna use God Hand. Also, that spinning shot.
I don't think I did. I didn't expect him to use a Satsu.
Oh my god, you let these assholes score a point? What is wrong with you?
Stop asking obvious questions.
I know I said what is wrong. Oh my god, you actually let them score a point!
Hey, got to see a Satsu out of it.
A Satsu that you already know. And you had to see it get done by that idiot blonde pompadour. It's not even a fabulous pompadour. Later on in the series, we will see fabulous pompadours, and that is not it.
God, that face.
That kid, what is wrong with his eyes?
So many problems. Yay, Kazemaru.
Come on, Kazemaru, do a thing. Okay. He did a thing.
Yay, pretty boy.
And then Samioka's probably gonna get the ball stolen, isn't he? I have a bad feeling. Yup. That didn't go so well. And they're juggling the ball. Come on, Max! More quick drawing. Oh! Failed. Yup. Sometimes even not using a Hisatsu, they can actually block yours. If the RNG decides it doesn't like you.
Yep.
Ow.
Never God is very...
Well, when you're not even bothering to use block Hisatsus, or saves, rather. I mean, now you probably are going to, because you're like, oh wait, these people know Hisatsu. Shit, I should actually put effort into this.
Yeah! Essentially, yes. Yeah.
Oh god.
That's pretty cool, Hisatsu, actually.
Yeah, the God Hand is pretty cool.
No, I meant Snake Shot.
Oh! Yeah, that's an alright too. I think she puts it on one of her players later on. Like, way later. You can't buy it for a while. Oh, Kazemaru, what was that? And now he's gonna shoot again.
Hey.
Well, this
More
is
TP spent.
Well, no. See, this is a bad thing because what's happening is there's more forwards than there are goalies for each team, so they're gonna run your goalie out of TP before all of their forwards run out of TP.
That is true.
In fact, that's the main strategy of this game. Is you trying to exhaust the opponent's goalie's TP. Letting them do the same thing to you is very bad. And he's gonna keep it. Yep. Because he was fighting against a midget. And they don't have the powerful midgets like we do. That didn't end up so well, though.
But they also got fouled for it, so...
I don't know why, it looked pretty clean to me.
Nah, I don't know why we're complaining about this.
I know, right? We have nothing else to do. And that was
offsides!
Really?
Those are horrible offsides.
This is what I get for not playing soccer for years.
Now see, that's actually supposed to be Kazemaru's technique. And I don't know why that kid has it, but there you have it. But we've still got the power of shadow ninjas or something, apparently.
Just in time for halftime.
Yep, so you basically just wasted that TP, because the opponent's gonna start with the ball next time. And the coach is like, hey, that's rude. And it's like, wow, lady, you don't pay much attention, do you? Goenji's like, oh right, these guys actually got kicked out. I remember this. So the reason they're trying to steal this field from a bunch of small children is because they're not even allowed to practice at their own school. They were apparently pretty hardcore jackasses.
That they were.
And Endo's like, oh, well, maybe we should put in effort, because, you know, if we get kicked out of here, we won't have anywhere to practice.
That's not so good with the match coming up.
Nope. So here you try to use the fired up. You're still down a goal, aren't you?
Just one.
Yeah, but you're still down. And it's the second half.
That's hence why I'm firing up players.
And
my
missing
God.
miserably. Oh, that's not good.
Ow.
And is your white-haired midget gonna make it? I think he's gonna. Yep. That worked. Can you get the ball back to Goenji? And not get an offside this time, thankfully.
That was close.
That was very close. Are you gonna use Crash or Tornado? Yeah, Crash. That looks like a terrible way to block a ball.
Yeah.
It is.
I can't imagine that working even in bullshit magical soccer. Who the hell is that kid?
I don't know.
Where'd he come from?
He's been on the team.
Yeah, but I haven't seen him. He must be one of the.
Max, go!
He must be one of the midfielders. Oh, please tell me Max gets to do something. Once you actually select the button. Oh, he did that much. And what? Oh my God! Really?
That was close.
Oh no, that's not gonna
Max!
work. Oh no! This is gonna go terribly. Yup. Oh.
It's a fight for the winning point right now.
If you
Go
tie,
Inoue!
if you tie, that would be the worst thing ever.
No way I tie with these guys.
Well, you already let them score a point, and now you're burnt out. Okay, alright, alright. Oh. Okay, that was pretty
Nice.
good. That was good. That was a good move.
Don't you do-
Oh!
God, offsides! What the hell?
Stop doing that, Momo!
I'm sorry, it's really... I'm so desperate to get the ball up that I forget exactly how the offside rule works. I know
not
how...
that hard!
Just don't let them go past the defenders.
Yeah, you basically
Unless they already have the ball.
You basically want them to be, if they're standing there waiting to catch the ball, you want them to be at level with the defenders, but not near them.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes since the camera
Oh,
only
that
goes
was a
so
pretty
far,
good
it's
one.
hard to
Nice.
see.
Shoot!
That was a good one. No, you can move the camera, you just don't.
Well, it's hard because, yeah.
Because you don't feel like doing it.
No.
Oh!
What the goalie is out of the box. Shoot!
Oh my God, why did the goalie move? That
Probably.
That's one of the strategies. Sometimes if your players are close to the goal, they'll the goalie will move out in order to meet you, and that's when you shoot.
that was really dumb on their part then.
Yeah, especially in that instance. I mean, normally when the goalie moves out of the box,
Yeah,
or out
but
of the
like
goal,
that was
it's
really
to
dumb.
Cut
'cause-
off. Well, it's to cut off an angle to make it look like the goal is smaller than it actually is. But in that instance, he made the goal look bigger with the way he moved, especially since they were passing it towards the goal.
Yeah, and you had 3 of your people up there.
Yeah, that was a
So
really stupid
he
move.
should have stayed in the box because there was no way a shot wasn't going to happen.
Yep.
Well, that was a dipshit move on his part. And he's out of TP already because that move cost a ridiculous amount. But luckily, that kid who looks like a toad isn't very good either. But neither is your kid, apparently.
But it doesn't matter because
That's the game!
the game, and we won.
We won! Despite you... I hope
It wasn't one of my more stellar matches, but hey.
Oh, man. And Endo's like, you know what, you guys are assholes, but let's play football anyways. And it's like, Endo, you have no common sense. Just none whatsoever. Friendship. No, I don't like you. Go away. Your pompadour looks retarded. It doesn't even vaguely look like a bird. But yep, we won.
And level up.
Yep,
Everybody.
and that's the end of the episode.
Yippee
really.
skippy.
Yay.